Alrighty. Hey guys, today we're going to talk about something very, very important. Really, any business owner should care about this topic. It's SEO, or search engine optimization. If you got a business, let's say like a roofing company or a home service company, really any business that has a website, sticking around, for the till the end of this video could make a massive difference in your bottom line. The goal with this video is that you just understand at a very high level what SEO is and why it works and why it's important. It's not going to give you all the information you need to go and do it, but it's going to give you that foundational understanding of everything related to SEO so that you can start taking a deep dive into this for your business. This is stuff you can do on your own, no matter what people tell you. They might say it's complicated. It's also stuff you can pay for. But when you're choosing a company to pay to do this stuff, just be really careful. A lot of companies out there don't actually know what they're doing. They're just looking for a quick buck. So I digress. With all that being said, let's talk about it. What is SEO? That's the first thing we need to cover. SEO might sound a bit techie to a lot of you guys, but it's basically just about making your website the first thing that people see when they search for the services that you offer or the products that you sell. If we're going to use like a home service example, since I talk about the home service industry a lot, let's just say you're a roofing company or a plumbing company. Somebody might search best roofer near me. They go on their phone, type in best roofer near me or emergency plumbing service. Ultimately, those are the types of things that people might search into Google. And it's all about getting your site to show up at the top of Google search results for when people search those things. So the next thing is like, ultimately, okay, how does this work? I get it. I get the idea that you need to pop up when people search for the things you do, but that sounds complicated. I feel like the companies that do that are probably really big and that's how they're doing it. The reality is you do not need to be a big company to do this type of stuff. It's simple, it's an algorithm, and it's a process. So here's the best way to think about Google. Google is like a detective, and it's constantly on the lookout for different clues to decide what information to pop up at the top of Google. Google's entire purpose is to provide the best information they possibly can that addresses the question that somebody has or the thing that person typed into Google. And ultimately how it figures it out is not the most complicated thing in the world. There's three things that go into it: crawling, indexing, and ranking. So crawling is when Google will first scour the internet looking for all of the content that it can find about anything. If you're a roofer, for example, it's going to check out your site to see what kinds of roofing services you offer and where you offer those services. It's really that simple for a home service company. It's like, what services do you offer and where do you offer them? So Google's going to scour the internet, get all that information. Then there's something called indexing. Indexing is when Google takes all of that information and it stores it and it organizes it. You can think of it as like a huge filing system that Google has where your website's pages are going to be filed away under different categories, the different services you offer and the areas you offer them, and any blog content and other stuff on your website. Then the third piece is ranking. So when somebody types in, let's use this example, when somebody types in roof leak repair, Google's going to dig through its files and it's going to show the most relevant websites first. And you can think about this broken into pages. You don't just want to think about your whole website. SEO is about having specific pages for specific services or specific. I'll be more general. I'll be more vague. It's about having specific pages on your site for very specific keywords. That's the best way to kind of think about it in your head. So when Google goes through all of that content, you can think about when somebody types roof leak repair, it's going to show the most relevant website. If you have a page on your website, let's say for roof leak repair, and you have a location combined with that, so roof leak repair Lancaster, and that's what your page is about, well, then you probably have a really strong SEO game, and more than likely you're going to be at the top of the list for roof leak repair in Lancaster. Or if somebody's in Lancaster and they search roof leak repair, you show up for that. Now, there's other things that go into this. Like in some markets that aren't that competitive, you can just have that page and you'll rank at the top. But other markets are competitive and there's going to be a lot more work that you're going to need to do. And so the key components that go into SEO really boils down to three main things. Number one is on-page SEO. So this is all about the stuff that's on your website. Things like the words you use and the information that you provide. For example, having a detailed service page that clearly explains what you do and where you do it is going to help Google understand and rank your site higher for those things. Off-page SEO is the next thing. Off-page SEO. That's the stuff that happens off of your website. For example, other reputable websites that link to your website is called backlinking. It's a really crucial aspect of any SEO strategy. You can think of this as a nod of approval that tells Google you're legit. If other websites that are legit link to your website, that's great. There's a whole process that SEO experts have for getting backlinks. The last piece is technical SEO. So technical SEO is, and it's ultimately like the stuff that happens, the behind the scenes, you don't really see it out there. But it's things like making sure your website loads really fast, making sure it has a mobile friendly design. Google loves all that stuff. It makes your visitors happy. It makes Google happy. And the last thing, we're going to wrap it up here. Ultimately, the last piece is like, why is any of this important? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Like if you pop up at the top of Google for when somebody searches something about your business, like a service in a specific area, and you're at the top, you're going to generate a lot of leads. A lot of people in the home, someone looking for a reputable contractor, they're either going to ask their friends and family, which in that case, it's a referral. And if they don't have friends or family that know of a contractor, then they're going to go to Google and they're going to search for one. And so if you pop up at the top, you're going to get a lot of leads from that. Just like the example with a roofing company, if a big storm hits and suddenly everyone's looking for a roof repair or roof leaks or whatever, your site pops up first. Those emergency calls are going to come to you as opposed to coming to your competitor. And so that's really the scoop. That's really all I have to talk about, when it comes to what SEO is and kind of how it works. If you want more details on the specifics of how to actually build a strategy, how to do this for your business, just comment and, ask me like a very specific question, and then I'll make a video that addresses that in detail. I'll share my screen. I'll show you guys how to do things, whatever you want. If you just want to see more content like this, I'm going to be posting a lot more. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button. I don't even know how YouTube works yet, but just do the thing and you'll see a lot more content. I'm going to try to make it as valuable and as helpful as possible. So if you guys want to do this stuff yourself, that you have the information to do it yourself. So I hope this is great for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.